Sarah. Hey, Tammy. Haley. Just working on adding Sarah.
Oh my gosh, Facebook actually did it first try.
It's a first.
Yeah, that never happens. Okay. Hey Tammy, hey Tina, hey Misty,
Hello,
hey
hello,
Joey.
ladies.
Oh my gosh, I think that's the most people we've had pop in within like the first 30 seconds of the live in a while.
I have to agree with you.
Facebook
I'm
did
gonna
good.
apologize ahead of time. I am slightly losing my voice. It's been an ongoing thing since the beginning of this week. So bear with me.
No worries. And your voice doesn't sound very weird over the audio, so there's that.
That's good. That's good because it sounds really weird to me.
Well,
And
yeah,
I am
we're
okay.
usually the first person to notice, so
Sorry, I'm just trying to get it up on my computer.
you're all
So,
good.
since I can't see you.
Hey Carol.
Hello, Carol.
I'm kind of glad to be done with trying to show the cards though, because now we don't have to deal with the camera issue that Facebook causes. I'm kind of glad.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah, that was a mess.
We're just gonna have to deal with my zoomed up face and all cockeyed.
Gosh, I hated when Facebook switched it to where it did that.
All right, so let's dive right in. Welcome back, ladies. Sorry for the conflicts of our schedules, but we are back at it today.
And thank
And
you. Oh,
sorry.
sorry. It's okay. Go ahead.
And I look forward to bringing what we have forward for you today.
Yes, and welcome back to everybody watching on the replay. Whether you're doing that here on Facebook, comment throughout the live as if it's happening live, and we'll check out all your comments. And if you're watching over on YouTube, thank you so much for that. All of our old lives. Sorry if my camera's shaky. My cat's scratching his head on the chair. But all of our old videos are on YouTube. I would say about 90% of them are on Cheyenne's channel. Only a very few are on mine. So you can check them out.
To go over our last program, I have very little feedback, but very good feedback. There was no overall issues throughout the duration of this partnership, and everyone had really good feedback for us. So for us, I feel that it was an overall another very smooth sailing partnership. So thank you, ladies, and I'm glad you guys all enjoyed it.
I would definitely agree. There are, by the way, two comments that you might want to read, Cheyenne. They're about advice for your throat. But well, I'm going to go ahead and jump into going over everybody else's feedback. So, did we enjoy participating this time around? I wanted to read this one directly. We don't usually always put direct quotes of what people put, but I really wanted to read this one. So someone said, yes, my partner was fantastic, and we only live a few cities away from each other. So we decided to meet up in person halfway. It was just such a unique, oh, it was such an incredible experience. I know that it's a unique opportunity since not everyone lives close by, but it made this round so very special. I thought that was so cool that people were able to meet up and have their partnership in person. Definitely jealous of that experience. That was so cool. Loved seeing the pictures that were shared, and I just wanted everybody to know that that we had someone be able to meet up and do their partnership in person. I thought that was super great. Hey, Patience. Um, some more feedback was that people were able to get more insight on how to do video readings or do their readings over video call rather than having like them written out. Um, some people said that it was much more like they were much more open than the first partnership. They had gotten over the overthinking and that the process was felt more natural, and I'm really glad about that. And then someone said yes, that they did the where they mixed two decks together, and they will be doing that again in the future. I'm so glad that you were able to do that. Just wanted to pop in that we do have a couple lives over mixing divinations together. We have 3 of them. They were from last year. You can find those when you're looking through our old lives. So going over communication, it was overall very good, and people were very understanding when people were having personal struggles in their life. And I always thank everybody for being patient and understanding that life happens and we cannot control what is going on. So I really appreciate that. Program improvements, we didn't have anything that was requested to improve the program. Everybody said that it was perfect, and just to keep making sure everybody follows rules, and we definitely do that. Hopping into suggestions for future lives. Somebody said that they do not want to see the Tarot Partnership Program end, and so for that, I'm going to quickly go over some 2026 plans. Starting next year, we're not going to be doing informational tarot lives, as we've pretty much gone through we will have gone through the ins and outs of tarot by the end of this year, but the tarot partnership programs will not end. We will just have our signups for partnerships and going over previous partnerships during our random chat reading lives. So we won't have this scheduled live, but every other month we will have our random chat readings where we just literally just chat about all things tarot and witchy in the comments, and we provide readings for you guys live. That's where we'll have the signups for the partnerships, because we don't want to kind of just like keep beating the same topic over and over again. We want to have new, fresh information. So by the end of this year, we'll have pretty much covered the ins and outs of tarot.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so we had two topic suggestions, and so I'm going to go over those. Someone said that they wanted to learn about different herbs and resins, and I want to mention again that this is only for tarot partnership live suggestions. If you have any other live suggestions, there are many, many places you can put that. There is a post in the featured section on Unseen Witches Society that you can put them there. You can message any of the mods and admins. You can message in your clan chat, but on the tarot partnership sheet, suggestions for future lives, that's only for tarot related lives, not any other topics. And then someone else said that they wanted to have us go over combining like oracles and other divinations, kind of like Sarah Lee's live that she recently did. I'm really glad that Sarah Lee's live sparked that interest again. But last year, like I mentioned, we completed a 3-part mini series going over mixing all sorts of divinations, tarot, Ouija board, literally whatever you can think of. We already did that last year. So we're not going to be doing it again, but you can go back and watch the old videos so that way you can see that. And then lastly,
they're pretty in depth.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, they're pretty in depth.
They're really in depth. They're like an hour and a half to like an hour and 50-minute long lives going over mixing divinations. So there's like nothing more for us to say about that really. And then lastly, would we participate again? And everybody says yes, that they loved it and that they would.
Overall, again, I'm going to reiterate that it is for tarot suggestions. This is to see if there are any other topics that we did not cover before we completely end the informational lives, because we do still have December open and available. But overall, it was really great hearing that 2 people got to meet up and that everybody's experience was overall amazing, and that everybody was understanding. I'm really glad to see how far this partnership has come since the very first time we ever said that we were going to do one. So,
oh yeah, it's been great. Carol says she remembers the mixed divination lives. That is awesome. I'm glad you remember that. So just hopping right on into today's live, we are going to be going over different types of readings and breaking them down. That was requested by people in the past and seems like a really good closing note, kind of covering the last stone unturned. So today's reading types that we're going to be breaking down is love and relationship readings, career readings, family, health, and healing. I do want to preference with it's not going to be the end all be all with everything how to do them. It's kind of like a general overview. And then you're going to need to watch other tarot lives to sort of put them together. Like we're going over right now reading styles, but we have lives on how to pull the cards, how to set up the readings, what the cards mean. You're going to have to use all of that information together to get there. Does that make sense? Do you have anything to add on that, Cheyenne?
No, it's as Sarah said, this is the ending. This is the overall. We've already walked you through how to pull a card, how to connect with a deck, how to combine decks, how to combine divinations, how to go over all of the cards from major to minor in
All the
many
different
different ways.
styles of the cards. Yeah.
Yeah, both non-traditional and traditional. This is the last step in putting your, how do you want to word that? Your enjoyment in doing this type of divination as a whole. These are the types of categories that people may ask you, and 90% of the time, these are the types of categories that you would do in any kind of reading. So you're just putting all of the pieces together after you listen to this.
That was well said. Thank you.
So today, things to remember before doing any reading. No matter the style, create a sacred area and cleanse your area. Be calm and free of any distractions. Remember to center yourself and your breathing. Clear your mind and your heart of your own issues because you don't want that to flow into your reading. Have a connection with your cards and keep focus on the theme of the reading or asking a specific question.
Before she continues, that's a big one. When you are doing a themed reading, you have to keep on the theme. Because, like, let's say Cheyenne asks me for a family reading, and then I pull the cards and I just start talking about Cheyenne specifically. It could be a good reading, it could be an accurate reading, that's fine, but it's not a family reading. And I know that kind of sounds blunt, but there's not really a nice way to say that. If you're going to give a themed reading, it kind of has to fall within the theme, or it's not a themed reading.
Well said.
Thanks.
So for the first category we have is family. To break family down, it can get broken down into 4 generalized categories. So the first one is general family dynamics. What do I mean by that? This could be understanding current dynamics, seeking support, or creating harmony. These are just a couple quick ones to add in here. Navigating specific relationships. What do I mean by that? Individual connection or relationship issues / checks. Meaning, say you're living in, or you moved your great grandparents and your great uncle into your house because their health was deteriorating, and there's some kind of animosity going on, so you're asking somebody for a family reading, and boom, it calls out how many issues are lying within and what you should do to check yourself as well as your family member that is in that animosity, if that makes sense.
I think that sounded good.
The next one I have for you is practical guidance and boundaries. What do I mean? Boundary setting, communication strategies and guidance, and compromises. And the last one, future-oriented family themes, such as pregnancy and new life or soulmate and love life. Tips and things to know. General family dynamics. Exploring overall health and function and identifying any unspoken issues. Navigating specific relationships. Focused on a specific family member or improving overall relationship and connection. Practical guidance and boundaries. Help to establish a firm boundary, advice on how to approach sensitive topics with family members, or overall help with how to compromise or how to proceed when one cannot. And future-oriented family themes, how to help navigate emotions with newborn, postpartum depression, so on and so forth. Now remember, none of this will ever be medical advice because we are not medical advisors. and how to improve one's love and connection with each other.
On the note that Cheyenne said with so when you're okay, when you're giving a reading to yourself versus with others, it's just going to fall in different categories. For instance, there are not many instances in which you can get a reading from another person where it's going to involve specific medical things or legal things, because that's when you start crossing into laws. You cannot provide medical advice for anybody unless you're a doctor, and you can't provide legal advice for somebody unless you're a lawyer. So, but if you're doing a reading for yourself, you don't really have to watch those lines as much because it's just you and yourself. That being said, if you're having a medical issue, medical advice from a medical professional is always step one. If you're having legal advice from a legal professional is always step one. But you can do readings over any topic. They just have to be done, proceeded with caution is what I will say.
Yes.
The next type of readings that we're going to talk about is love and relationship readings. Some different categories or types of love and relationship readings could be platonic or intimate, which means platonic where there are no like intimate feelings involved. Think friends, think could be family, stuff like that. Intimate relationships are where there are like sexual or loving in like a more than family capacity kind of way. There's also relationship or love readings that involve others or just with yourself, past, present, or relationships. Also compatibility, and then of course conflicts within the relationship. That's obviously not the end all be all with categories of types of relationship and love readings, but those are like sort of the most popular. Those are probably the points that you're going to be touching at the most. Some tips or things to note when doing these are normally that they're used for growth or further understanding in the relationship. Also remember to not allow emotions, desires, or biases to affect this reading. What do I mean? If I'm doing a love reading for myself, it's going to be kind of hard to not let your emotions affect that. So you're going to have to keep that in check. Same note. Let's say I'm doing a relationship reading for Cheyenne, and let's say I'm just like really pissed about the topic and I'm giving her this reading. I have to not let my bias affect the reading, or it's not going to be an accurate reading. And when you're doing readings about heightened emotions, which also ties back into family, where emotions are really heightened, you have to not let those emotions or biases affect your reading. And that's why a lot of times people like reaching out to another person to get that reading done, so that way they don't have to worry about their emotions affecting it. Also, remember, it's not like you don't actually know the future. It's not a guaranteed prediction. It's simply insight based off of the information that there is now, based off of the energy that there is now. And that's something you need to remember with all of them, is whatever category you're doing, you are simply providing insight. You're providing intuition. You're providing a look in. You are not writing the future out for somebody and guaranteeing that that's going to happen.
Next we have is career. Categories would be purpose and passion, career reflection, career change, dream job, or career catalyst. Tips and things to know. Focuses your passions and purpose to align with your career or somebody else's. Examine your current role and where you can improve. Help with decisions to stay in your current career or explore new paths. Guide you to finding the career for you that fulfills your potential and help identify actions or changes to advance your professional journey. These are what people typically are looking for when they're asking for a career read. And these are what you usually pick up on when you are doing any kind of career read.
I personally do not give career readings to people. I'm not going to. Like, I'm just not going to do it. And the reason why is because, like, it makes me uncomfortable. Like, what if my cards are like straight up being like, yeah, this person needs to leave their job, but you're not in a like position off course where you can leave your job, then like I don't want to say that. Like I don't want to be involved in anybody's finances in any kind of way. So
See, that
I just
doesn't bother me,
yeah,
but
but
it
like
does
for
with
instance, I'll do
relationships.
relationship ones, but like I know you won't. Like we balance
So,
each other good. There we go.
yeah, absolutely. What you do, I do not, and what I do, you do not.
Yes.
So I'm gonna drop the secret word here, and this time I have for you caramel apple. Why? Because this is
Yum.
the week of the Gratz Fair for me here in PA, and that is the number one thing that I go for.
I've only ever had one once, and that's sad. I need to like have that again.
They're my favorite treat. And again, I'll repeat it. Please do not put it in the comments. The word for you again is caramel apple.
I will say though, if I'm eating one, I will always dunk it in some balance ice cream. But moving on, the next type of reading that we're going to talk about is healing readings. Healing readings can be in relation to emotions and mental health, but not physical health is not what we're talking about. Focusing for yourself or for others, focusing on maybe past problems, present problems, current needs that you want to work on with healing, maybe things in the future. Some different categories could be self-reflection, emotional processing, intuitive understanding, self-trust building, and respecting boundaries, chakra balancing, self-discovery, connecting with your higher self, working with your higher self, touching with anxieties and fears, your shadow work, your mind, body, spirit, making sure we're all in check, energy and vitality. So while mental health is yes still in the health, we're talking about mental health and emotion health and energy wise, not like your physical needs, if that makes sense. Again, with mental health, not providing medical legal advice, is simply providing insight and support is how I'll put that.
Oh, hold on. I thought I was gonna sneeze. Bear with me.
That's okay. It's good.
It's tickling my nose.
So while Cheyenne figures out if she's going to sneeze. So with each category that we're going over, if you notice how we're just sort of explaining what would be in that category. What are things you can touch on within that reading? Because the act of how to do that specific reading, like we've mentioned, we've pretty much already done in all of the other readings. We're just trying to explain some basic tips, things to remember, and like if you're doing a healing reading, if you're doing a career reading, what are things that you might hear? What are things you might be touching on? Is sort of what we're doing.
That and because people tend to get a little how do I want to not timid. Well, yeah, I guess they get timid, but not really freaked out, but I'm gonna go with freaked out right now because it's the best word.
We could do overthinking or overstressed.
That works too. When they see different categories and it's just this big main category, they can get a little intimidated by it. That word.
Adding subcategories to a big category, breaking things down into smaller steps helps. And this is my phone case because I realized I just like threw it up in front of the camera. So in case you want to know what that was.
All right, and the last category we have, well, yeah, it is category. The last category, aka type of reading we have for you today is health. What do I mean by health? The categories would be overall general health, healing and renewal, what's to come, and guidance. Some
Again,
tips.
not medical advice.
Yes, again, not medical advice. Hello, Ellen.
Hey,
Hello,
Erica.
Tips and things to know. These reads are used to help identify what may need healing or if there are any blockages. All health-related readings are only tools to provide insight. If there are any concerns, please remember to always consult a medical professional when it comes to your health. And the read may not just be a physical ailment. It could pertain to your mental clarity or overall emotional well-being.
So like how it mentioned when we were talking about healing readings, we're not talking about like health things specifically, but when we're in health, it could be mental health, it could be emotional, and it also could be healing.
Because it's your overall health. As in the health category, you're gonna go over every part of you. And what's the biggest things that get overlooked? Your mental health and your emotional well-being, as well as your physical well-being as a whole. So when you're talking about the health category, that is definitely the overall basis of what those types of readings will be.
Does anybody have any questions? Sorry, I'm just like typing up the story. Don't mind me. I'm gonna go ahead and explain the prompt for the next partnership. If anybody has any questions, toss them in. So Cheyenne, are you okay with what I typed?
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna provide two options for this type of reading because I know it's been a while since we've done a spread. I know a lot of people were like really just like, please give me a spread. Stop making me do that non-traditional crap. So we have two options. You can either pick one of the categories of readings that we went over at your partner's request. So let's say you don't want to do the spread. You can say, hey partner, I'm not going to do the spread. So would you like a health reading, a healing reading, a career reading, a love and relationships reading, or a family reading? And your partner can pick one of the categories and they can do them for you. If you like, for instance, with me, I'm not going to put career in that list because like they're not getting one if they ask for a career reading. So I'm not even going to put that in the list. And then I would do whichever one my partner asked for, with like without a spread, or I guess you could make your own spread for it if you wanted to. Or I made or Cheyenne made, I don't even remember at this point. A spread was made for you for autumn equinox spread. It is a 5-card spread, and you can use that if you would prefer to just do that and have a straightforward spread, because the types of reading kind of go along with the lives, and boom, we're at autumn equinox, so that's kind of goes along with the time of year. So card number 1 would be your harvest card. What has been planted that is ready to be harvested this season? Card 2, shedding. What does your partner need to release as the seasons change? Card 3, balance. Where is balance needed in your partner's life right now? Card 4, preservation. What must be nurtured and preserved for the winter months? Card 5, preparation. What spiritual or practical preparations should your partner make for the oncoming season? Also, do you know which one of us made this spread?
I did.
Oh, awesome. That great. Well, it's great because I was like, I don't think I made this. As I was reading it, I was like, that doesn't sound like I wrote it. Okay. You can either use Cheyenne's beautiful spread that she created, or you can do one of the types of readings.
And that's a lot, guys. I don't do spreads.
Yeah, I know. That's why, like, I think that's why it was throwing me off because you don't usually make them, and I was like, but I don't think I wrote this.
You didn't.
Yeah, I was like, you could probably see it on my face. I was like, I'm so confused.
And
We
I
planned
will
the
put
lives
this
a long
in
time in
the chat
advance.
as well.
I think we talked at the same time.
Yeah, we did.
Repeat what you said.
I said I will put this spread in the chat then too.
Okay, thank you. And then I think I said that, yeah, I was just confused because I was like, I don't think I wrote this.
No
Oh,
worries.
we write the lives months in advance, so that's why sometimes it's hard to remember what was typed.
Ellen said, sounds like a wonderful spread. It's really good. Thanks, Ellen.
Yeah, it's great. I think I might do that spread, but like for me, for Mavon, I think that'd be
That's
cute.
what I was aiming towards. It was a
There we
spread that I
go.
wanted to do for myself.
That's what I'll be doing. So thanks. Fun
So,
fact, you can use that for your own Mavon spread.
yeah, absolutely. It's for everybody's use.
Yes.
So, dates. Signups are going to go from September 18th through September 21st. Again, I will remind everybody before I continue that this is our shortest partnership. Remember that.
Yes.
Um, names will go out September 22nd at some point in time. The partnership will then begin September 22nd and run through October 3rd. Sorry, ladies, but you guys are wonderful at getting your feedback done within the same moment that it goes into chat. So
Usually within 5 minutes. So,
you guys have literally one day to get your feedback done so that we have one day to get it uploaded into our
yeah.
notes before the live.
Yes, very short partnership. I'll recap the dates. So the signups are going to go up September 18th, 2025, right after this live, and they're going to end September 21st, 2025. Names are going to go out at any point in time on September 22nd, 2025. It could be at any point in time during the day. If you do not get your name on the 22nd and it becomes the 23rd, feel free to message me or Cheyenne and be like, hey girl, where are the names? So, because sometimes life happens. But the partnership will then start on the 22nd as soon as you get your name and the group chat pops off, and it will end October 3rd, 2025. Again, we apologize, it is short. On October 3rd, the link, it's October 3rd. Sorry, mean girls. The feedback will go into the chat, and it's due October 4th because our next live is literally the next day, October 5th. So me and Cheyenne need 5 minutes to go over the feedback before the live starts.
All right. Sorry, bear with me. I was grabbing some content to throw over, so I do not have my notes in front of me. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. October 3rd, by the way, for anybody, is a Mean Girls reference, just in case we were wondering where I pulled that up. Imagine it wasn't October 3rd and I was just wrong. I just said that. That would have been funny.
So a quick recap of the requirements for the program, rules and requirements for the Tarot Partnership Program. If you sign up, you are committing to perform at least one read with your partner each. You have between September 22nd, 2025 through October 3rd, 2025 to both complete your read and following the given prompt. You are agreeing to be privately messaged by whom you get partnered with. You must give each other feedback on the reading, what resonated and what doesn't make sense fully. If you could get more clarity on something, reads can be done via Facebook, video chat, or just messaging. You can also just upload a video if you do it on the YouTube. Feedback must be proper feedback, a minimum of 4 sentences, not including thank you for this reading, thank you for your energy or time, and it resonates with me. If you do not complete your read, you cannot sign up for the next partnership sign up. We will be checking. If you do not complete your read 3 times, you will no longer be able to sign up for the partnership program. You acknowledge and agree to be added into a group chat with all participants and crones for communication purposes. The group chat is mandatory in order to participate. You are agreeing to be in the group chat and stay in the group chat. If you need or wish to leave, please let the admin know. You are required to answer all polls, icebreakers, and interactive questions that are dropped in the chat throughout each partnership, as long as they are working with the polls. So far, so good, but knock on wood.
Yeah.
You must keep up with your communication with your partner as well as Sarah and I. Remember to be respectful and courteous to each other in the group chat. The chat is there to communicate, learn, share, and be a safe haven for each practitioner. You are required to fill out the feedback link at the end of the program. The link to this will be dropped in the group chat the day after the partnership concludes. There is a 3-strike rule in place for the Tarot Partnership Program. If you do not follow any of these things that we have listed, improper feedback, or have not followed the prompt correctly, this will result in a strike to ensure proper readings for everyone. Strike 1, sit out for the next partnership and complete a trial read with Sarah or I. Strike 2, sit out for 2 partnerships and complete a trial read with Sarah or I. Strike 3, you will no longer be able to participate in the Tarot Partnership Program.
And if you ever need someone to read that really long list of stuff really fast after the commercial is about to end and you only have 30 seconds, reach out to Cheyenne. She's gotten really good at reading that really quickly. That's all I could think the entire time. And Tammy typed, LOL, we can give you 6 minutes. I was like cracking up over here while you were reading that because I thought that was funny as hell.
I mean, I guess I really did read that fast, didn't I?
Yeah, you were doing that good the entire time. I was like, dang, 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 she's getting it. You didn't stutter either. You were good, killing it. But our next live, like we mentioned, is October 5th, 2025. And Tammy said that we'll actually have 6 minutes to put in the feedback before the live. So we graciously appreciate that extra minute.
Yeah.
I think that is the fastest tarot live on history to date. I think we killed it.
I do too. And if everybody is good with what has been said, I am going to go ahead and end it. But there we go. Oh, sorry guys, don't mind my random chitter chatter. I thought I lost the whole partnership program codes.
Oh my gosh, that would have been bad.
I was getting really sad there for a minute.
Well,
me and Sarah worked really hard to get everything nice and organized.
it's going to be so sad when we don't need it all anymore. I'm just going to look at the Google Drive longingly for all the work that we put into the folders.
Right?
You guys have no clue how much time has gone on behind the scenes, just like carving out those posts to try to make them worded right. Too much time, too much time. Kenny says, thank you so much, ladies.
You're so welcome. Sorry.
You're fine.
I can't type fast enough.
It's
Anyway.
not the last partnership, but I do want to say thank you everyone for like carrying on with me and Cheyenne's goofiness for over a year. We greatly appreciate it. The lives are always a hit. They're always a hoot. They're always fun. And thank you, Cheyenne, for being such an excellent partner. I couldn't ask for a better one.
I love having you as my partner. You and I have a wonderful energy that just seeps out to everybody.
It does. It does. It's awesome. Thank you.
And I couldn't ask for a better best friend.
Thank you. Better best friend, nobody. Cheyenne's a fabulous bestie, in case anybody's wondering. Ellen says, thank you so much for all of you do. That's not what she said. She said, thank you so much for all you both do. You are so welcome. Tammy says,
You're so
yes,
welcome. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great and fantastic
I hope everyone has
your
the rest of their day.
And I need to go eat. I will have the post up here in just a moment.
Thank you so much. Blessed be to everybody. Have a rest of your day, like Cheyenne said.